7.
Jaw-dropping, genius, freak.
Whatever you want.
I think we need more words.
We can't get more words. That is the impact that Surya Kumar Yadav does. Without a doubt, I think we can safely say one of the best T20I players that we currently have.
In the modern era, yes.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Many people might accumulate runs. Many people might score runs consistently. But Surya's impact transcends everything.
And the way this man does it. It's
effortless.
Unorthodox,
It's
effortless.
unseen. It's
Yes.
unseen the way he can. Again, he is actually made in many ways us not feel the absence of AV de Villiers. I know I'm sticking my neck out when I say this.
Absolutely.
But that's the only person you can think of when you see Surya bat.
He's the ultimate 360 player. Ultimate. Why? Because, today Surya Kumar Yadav created history when he went past 1,000 runs in a calendar year.
In T20 internationals.
He's the second guy after Mohammad Rizwan to do it. Rizwan,
first Indian to do it.
First Indian, but he could be the Rizwan could become the first to do back-to-back 1,000 years in a calendar
he's
year.
on 924.
He is 76 behind.
76.
But Surya has hit 184. That is a strike rate.
In the year.
In the year. And he has hit 66s.
Speaking of strike rate, his strike rate today, you want to tell our viewers?
244.
That guy doesn't know. His career strike rate also, I think, is around 185. I think the way he's played in this tournament, it could have in fact jumped past 184, which previously was.
And to think, Surya made his debut just last year.
Yes.
He had to wait a long time for that cap. Very long time.
Yes. And let us not forget, there was one more guy who scored a 50, and that was KL Rahul. But such was Surya's impact.
That most people would be forgiven for actually forgetting about it.
So India won the toss and chose to bat and gave a game to Dinesh. Karthik was Western and gave a game to Rishabh Pant. KL Rahul 51, Rohit Sharma 15. But Virat Kohli today tried to adopt the template, but Sean Williams apparently put a lot of pressure on him, and that's why he was out for 26 or 25. Then Rishabh Pant tried, but that was a superb catch by Ryan Burl.
Again, let's just talk about Rishabh a little later. Speaking of the openers.
And we've got Nikhil live from the Melbourne cricket ground. And Nikhil, you've always been spellbound by Surya. Today, are you even more spellbound and bedazzled by what Surya did?
I don't know. Every time I think he can't surprise me any further, he goes on and does just that. Sometimes when you're watching it on television, you don't really see the impact that he has. The one thing that he does better than most is find the gaps. You have to actually see it on the ground to understand how he does it. His mind works like a computer. So if you see the bowler bring the fine leg in, he will find a way to exactly look at that gap and place the ball there. So doesn't matter where the ball comes. So obviously when the bowler has brought the fine leg in, he's going to bowl wide outside the off stump to ensure that nothing goes to the fine leg area. That's when you see him go really outside the off stump, pick the ball from wide outside off, and then send it to the fine leg area. You try and take the fine leg back, you take the mid wicket deep or bring the mid wicket in, he will find a way to hit over mid wicket. So that's how his mind works. I've never seen, and I mean it, I've never seen someone pick the gaps the way Surya Kumar does. I know there are certain batsmen like Virat at his prime finds the gap very well, but that's mostly down to his timing and his way of playing. But in Surya's case, it is he's actually looking for those gaps. So he's a step ahead of what the fielder is thinking or the captain is thinking. I think that's the hallmark of his inning. But what that also tells me is that the day Sky doesn't get you runs, I fear for this batting lineup. Imagine on a given day that Sky doesn't get you the runs. Nobody else really stepping up, getting you those runs. Assuming today, let's say Sky had one of those rare off days and he got out, you'd be left with 145, 150 sort of runs to defend, which then can lead to an upset. So I think he is that one cog in the wheel that's the most important for the Indian team. But I don't know.
You're in the stadium, Nikhil. Tell us, something about this performance of his and how the crowd really was reacting to this wide array of shots that we saw yet again from Surya. What was the kind of impact that he was having on the crowd? I'm guessing it,
Goosebumps moment.
Goosebumps, The crowd went wild clearly, but tell us more about it.
See, I mean, the fan favorite in Australia is Virat Kohli. Everywhere I go, everywhere I speak to, that's the one that they want to come and watch. I think I could compare it to when Sachin used to walk out to bat here in Australia. So it was Sachin, and after that, I think Kohli. But if you look at it globally, I think it was Sachin. Then I think MS Dhoni got that sort of reception, and now I'm seeing it with Virat Kohli. So Sky is still not there, but believe you me, he's changing things and he's changing it very fast. To get this sort of fan following, you have to visit Australia about 3-4 times, have amazing test series, test matches after test matches. You have to earn this sort of fan following and adulation and love. It's not easy to come by. It takes a long time. But I think if someone has done it the quickest, where, I mean, he's not reached Virat Kohli levels, but someone who's taking you somewhere there where people are talking about him. I heard from a few fans outside. So I'm saying if 90% of them said Kohli, they were a 10% sort of sample that said Sky. To have achieved it in such a short span, that to not having played a test match in just a T20 World Cup, it just speaks volumes of the impact that Sky is having. But yeah, still I think it's still Virat Kohli miles ahead compared to anyone else, and most of the fans that turn up in the stadium come to watch him.
Nikhil, we have often seen, Surya, the 360 wide array of shots that he plays. Many people will say, why not? Why doesn't the bowler bowl at the stumps? Why doesn't he bowl a Yorker? But does Surya give you that liberty to give that? Because the movement that he makes...
That's one of the things we were discussing, Nikhil, and you were in the stadium. If you could tell us that, how quick is his movement at the crease? Does that really put the bowler off? Just tell us more on that.
Oh boy, trust me, bowlers try their best to do everything that they can. Let me talk about that over that Tagarva was bowling, and I think he was trying his best. He was perplexed with the way Surya was batting. So exactly what I said. I think he's a step ahead of the bowlers. Bowlers have their plan, so you typically get either the Yorkers or you'll get. So for the Yorkers, he'll do the ramp shot where he'll put his foot out, like really stretch it out outside the crease, which will ensure that Yorker turns into a sort of a full toss, and then he uses it to put it behind the keeper. If the bowler is trying to go for the wide outside off stump, he shuffles across and then puts his left foot forward and whacks it over fine leg. So, I mean, bowlers have their plans. You try and bowl short to him. There was a slow bouncer that was tried and he hit it over the short third man. So, I mean, what are the weapons that a bowler has? 4 or 5 of these deliveries that he will bowl in the death. And for each of those, he's got a plan. So, he's way ahead of the curve at the moment.
Just one quick question, and I had to ask this. It had to be me of all people, but quick word on KL Rahul. I mean, the guy ended up getting a half century today, and then is completely overshadowed by this mammoth knock. But do you think that he's actually going to be getting some confidence from that knock? Because now he's at what, 2 half centuries in the tournament so far, considering his form was pretty poor prior.
You don't want to talk about the oppositions he got it against, right?
No, not touching that.
No, I think with KL, the only criticism that I have of KL Rahul, both those times, if you've seen, he's got the half century and thrown his wicket away.
Yes.
Exactly. So, I mean, what I would want for him is that you're getting some good form going, you're getting some runs under your belt. Go ahead, get an 80, get a 90, maybe even get 100. That'll help you. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's heartening to see. By the way, he's the other batsman that I love to watch. You have to watch him in person to see the timing that he gets. Quite often, I tell a lot of people, with Virat, you'll see when he's trying to hit a 6, there is an effort. When Hardik is trying to hit a 6, you can see the effort. A Pant is trying to see. KL Rahul, you watch him in the. I haven't seen a player with better timing.
I think that's
him.
So what shot which he had as well.
Yes.
The power lies in his wrist.
Right.
Power lies in his. Yeah, the power lies in his wrist. The timing. Incredible. No wonder you keep hearing people saying that who's one of the most, aesthetically good-looking batsmen to watch, and sometimes he gets compared to the best in the world, and you think, why? He's not done things like a Kohli or a Rohit or whatever, and why does he get compared? You have to see him in real life to understand why people do compare him, because does he look good, and is he effortless? So, works for India. I think the only missing piece in the puzzle is Rohit Sharma. Needs to get some runs, because if he does, then you go into semi-final, or maybe saving runs for for a semi-final or a final.
Oof, I hope.
Yeah.
Quick word, Nikhil, though, on Hardik Pandya. I know the match about to begin and you'd want to not miss a single ball of this match. But about Hardik Pandya, Nikhil, he looked rusty again and he's not been in the best of form in this
With the
tournament.
bat, definitely. No?
Your assessment of how he performed today and what's really gone wrong with Hardik Pandya with the bat?
I think he's not timing the ball well, and I think the reason is he's trying too hard. I saw him in the nets yesterday. He was trying exactly those shots that he was trying to play against the spinner, or where he was trying to hit over extra cover, over the head of extra cover for 4. He was trying exactly this in the nets yesterday, and he tried this. But for some reason, he's ended up finding the fielder all the time. So I don't know, maybe he's trying to go a bit hard at the ball, and I told you yesterday, Virat actually had a word with him. They spent a lot of time and he did give him his advice, but I don't think he's paid too much heed to that, and I think his muscle memory is then forcing him to play with those hard hands. So that's happening. It works in Indian pitches, but not so much in Australia. There's a wicket, I think, the first ball, so that's a great start. Wicket of the first ball. So
Yes. So
this should be an early finish, I'm guessing.
Okay. Nice.
What a good catch by
What a
Kohli.
great catch by Virat Kohli, though. Wesley Madhavere gone. Thanks, Nikhil, for that
first
update.
ball, yes.
Yep, out first ball. Bhubaneswar gets Wesley Madhavere for Golden Duck. First ball, that great catch by Kohli. Thanks, Nikhil, for your input from the Melbourne cricket ground.
What catch that was.
Brilliant
Jesus.
catch. Brilliant.
Good low catch.
Oh,
Yep.
very good.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that ball was there for the hitting.
Kohli's
Yeah.
Perth drop forgiven. Thanks, Nikhil, for that update. We'll be back.
You would still have wanted Kohli to take that catch because the result could have changed.
Hinged on that.
Yes.
Of course. So that is about it. People put Sky over ABD, but we forget ABD could play Sky's game and yet play 300 balls 40 on last day turning pitches.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's not see when we compare Sky to ABD.
It's on his
we're not-
white ball.
Yeah, it's on his white ball and it's also in the style of play, not necessarily accomplishments. ABD, I mean, we all know I'm a big ABD fan. I picked him as my favorite foreigner.
Yes, you
you know, IPL influentials. Man was box office. Sky is there. The difference, however, with Sky, unfortunately, was he got that call up really late.
Yes.
ABD was seen as a prodigy and was kept in the team for forever.
Look, AB de Villiers was not just a great cricketer, he was a magnificent hockey player.
Oh, genius.
He was
that
also
man.
a brilliant rugby player.
He played a bit of badminton as well.
He played, I think he was that, his athleticism was so
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
his conditioning. That, and I think that's why when you talk about Kohli and AB, Kohli always said that with AB things came effortlessly to him.
Yes.
They say he I don't know if it's true, they say he once made it to the playing 11 for the football team as well.
Wouldn't surprise me.
surprise me. I mean,
He-
look,
the
yeah,
kind of
see,
athleticism
that's
that
what
man
youngster,
had.
yeah.
The hockey training that AB de Villiers has got that is the reason why he could use those strokes so effortlessly.
Yes.
And plus he was athletic, and that's why the Springboks could have missed out on signing
His
AB de Villiers.
athleticism, I always remember, used to shine through his fielding.
Oh,
man.
Sorry?
What a
Good
fielder.
fielding.
What a fielder.
Yes.
Effortless, he'll dive here, he'll be
Yep.
falling, hit the stumps,
Yeah.
no problem. See,
Yes.
ABD is
And-
a one of a kind
and-
genius.
And he'd be happy to see his dear friend Virat take that catch as well.
Yeah, of
Talking
course.
about fielding,
Good catch,
yeah,
good catch.
Very good
See,
catch.
That's the thing with Virat. Takes amazing catches. And I think it's
That's another
not-
wicket though, hopefully.
I think
but I
he'll
think
review
it's
it.
going down like
No,
that.
going down like-
Swing.
they jagged.
Yeah.
But it's still
But
disgusting.
Anyway, I
think
think
they
we
will
could be
take-
back with you guys soon enough if
Yes.
things keep going
Yeah,
like
There's
this.
this hope good start, so we should be.
I think they are taking the review. I
They
guess.
could. But
Oh,
yeah,
they
stay
are.
tuned.
They
Do
are.
stay tuned. Let's
Actually,
hang
let's
on.
just- yeah, let's see what the-
hang on. Let's
I think
see
it's-
if
I
it
think
could be
it's
zero,
drifting.
0 for
Yeah.
2.
Anyway, okay. We may be on for a hat trick also if that happens. If
Oh,
No,
yes.
no. How?
It wasn't the second ball.
No, this is the
ball.
third ball. There was another ball played after that.
Just
if I'm not wrong.
show it. Yeah, I think I missed that ball.
Yeah, I think there was one ball played.
Yeah, just show it, Anurag. Yeah.
Go to commentary. Commentary. Yeah. Go down. That's
Oh,
him, no,
he
right?
left
Yeah,
it
he left it
alone.
alone. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, this may be out.
Umpires.
Yeah, this may be out because
He
he
came
kind
down.
of shuffled slightly.
He did.
And
Oh,
he's a
actually-
short guy, and it hit him below the knee.
I
Yeah,
think-
actually,
I
you
think
know-
it could be out.
That's very
Maybe
close.
out.
I think it could
Very
be out.
close.
It's hit him right at the knee roll.
And you can see a bit of leg stump. Also.
Exactly,
Yes,
which is why.
yes,
So
yes.
middle
Oh,
leg
that
maybe.
shuffle, that trigger movement actually could have done him in for Chakabwa.
Oh, missing.
Missing. Too much swing.
That's what it looked like it had jagged
Too
it too
much
far.
Too much swing. That's the
So
problem.
review loss for India.
Review lost.
Yep, so-
Anyway, we'll join
They
you guys.
won't mind it. They won't mind it.
So we will join you for the end game, and we will see the semi-final lineups.
We'll be analyzing
Four.
those. Yes,
Yep.
finally.
We'll be analyzing that.
We'll be back. Stay tuned. Do watch the
tuned.
match.
And of course, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment, tap the bell, and of course, sorry about that, but Bhuvi at his best
Bhuvi
can do
Panas,
that for you.
yes.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, follow us there. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you
Vanakkam.
soon.